All right. Ready?
Wait a minute. I feel like I'm so slouchy in this chair.
Just your underpants. Yo, how's it going, everybody? Eric here, back with my mom here. We've been on a journey of checking out some of my favorite hip-hop songs of all time. And lately we've been doing some themes. We're going to get away from that this time around. I don't think you had any idea what we were going to be checking out. But we're going to bring some people back that we haven't seen in a while. We're going to check out some channel favorites and also introduce a new artist to the rotation, as I usually kind of like to do at least one every time we do a sit down to check out some songs. Kicking things off, sometimes I ease Mom in with something a little more mellow. That's not the case today. We're going to get swaggy right off the bat. We're going to 2006. We haven't seen this guy since our very first video that we ever did, which was T.I. and Justin Timberlake. But this is T.I. It's What You Know. A lot of people out there are going to know this one. Does that sound familiar at all to you? So this one, again, this is from '06. This is from his album called King. This was the first single. This doubled as an album for him, but it also was like a soundtrack for a movie called ATL that he starred in. But at the time, this song was massive. I was living in the South at this point. He's from Atlanta, so this was huge. It's kind of weird to think, like, I don't know if this was as big, like, up here as it was down there. I feel like this was pretty big worldwide, basically, and arguably might be his biggest commercial song of all time. But without any further ado, Mom has already heard T.I., so I don't really have too much introducing to do. But yeah, first time we've heard him in like 6 months. I think it's been like 6 months since we heard T.I. But again, this is What You Know from '06, produced by DJ T.I.P. Oh, this is our first radio song. I think some of the lyrics are like not radio edited. Well, I guess they are. Yeah. Hold on one second, everybody. Alright, puppy problems, everybody. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
City, pretty, no shining dog. Ride with a couple Latin bras and a China dog. Hey, you know how we ball. Right in the shiny car. Walk in the designer mall. But everything we saw. You know about me, dog. Don't talk about me, dog. And if you doubt me, dog, you better out me, dog. I'm throwed off slightly, bro. Don't wanna fight me, bro. I'm fast as lightning, bro. You better use your Nike, bro. You know you don't like me, cuz your people's like me, cuz she see me on the dub in front of every club. I be on the bumbers, gave every hug. Don't show me mugs, cause you don't know I go. When I church, out in church, man, do it now, sad. Where I holding all the work, yeah. What you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that? Hey, I know all about that. Know that I on the low where the cheese at. Fresh out the kid to the chicks where the cheese at. What you know about that? What you know about that? Hey, what you know about this here, man? I know all about that.
All right, we'll stop there. Aside from the interruption we had previously, but what do you think about this one so far? It's very different from Dead and Gone, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't really know anything about him at all, except for when I saw him on his own talk show.
I didn't realize that he had a talk show. I know
Well,
he
I'm
had
sorry, it wasn't a talk show. It was
the reality
the
show,
reality show
like
with his
T.I.
wife.
and Tiny.
Tiny, yeah. That's the only time I've ever seen him.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty much the most mainstream that he is at this point. But this is very, it's got really like kind of a more of a grimy sound to it, where Dead and Gone, it was not produced by Timbaland, but it sounded a lot like a Timbaland song. I think Timberlake had like a hand in the production there, so it was not like kind of as clean, I guess. But like I said, it's produced by DJ T.I.P. He's a mostly like a southern rapper beat producer, and he's kind of known for, I don't know if like grimy is really like the word for it, but it's definitely got more of like a grungy kind of a feel to it. But like I said, this was a huge song. This, like, I definitely have more of like a bias towards like New York rap scene, just because from New England, that's the closest to us, and that was what this area really listened to the most. But this is probably in my top 5 favorites ever. Like, I don't know, as soon as I hear that, I just immediately just start doing this, showing how white I am, basically.
Candy on the 6-fold, leather guts and fishbowl. Victor on the pinky ring just to make my fist glow. I get low, cause I get dough. So what, I'm rich, but still full of kid dough. What you talking shit for and got to run and hit for? Got you a yelling, I thought you pull out a hit for. But you's a scary dude, believe by very few. Just keep it very cool, or we will bury you. See all that attitude's unnecessary, dude. Cause you never carry keys, not even sweary cue. You got these people fooled, who see you on the tube, whatever try to crew. They see you on the what you know about what you know about I know all about that. On the low, just hit your fresh out the gate. What you know about what you know about I'm talking to you,
All right, so I mentioned to her, obviously this is the first radio edit song that we've heard. Is like the ad-libbing and like the bleeping, is that kind of like doing anything for you in terms of like forming your opinion about this song? Does it like kind of make it worse, make it better that you're not hearing anything dirty? Some of the stuff that's being taken out is like honestly not really that
I didn't even notice, actually.
It's a lot of stuff that will get bleeped out is like any mention of like a gun or whatever, and obviously cuss words and stuff.
Yeah.
So hasn't like affected it at all?
No, because I didn't even notice.
Well, yeah, that's true. I guess if you haven't heard the other one.
Yeah.
But some of like we were talking about is ad libs a lot, or doing like the hey, like stuff like that. That's like an Atlanta. That's definitely like a southern.
That actually makes
kind
it
of
more
thing.
fun though as a song.
Yeah, it's more of like I guess chant worthy, or like you
Yeah,
could see
yeah.
everybody in the club being like hey or what kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely makes it a little more catchy.
Get to the block, burn the rubber with the top pop the bus, tell them stop and make the block guy. Your label got cause you are not high. I got the top spot, and it will not stop. Video and that, we bust it to the stop. Girl, yeah, that Bentley coupe and take it to the chop shop. Partner, we not, y'all. If it may pop off, I'll answer the question, will I get your block? Nah. It what it is, bro. Look how we kill, bro. I'm in your hood, if you a gangster, what you need for somebody better get, bro. Before he gets sent for. Say you wanna squash it, what you still talking about? When I church out in church, do it now, sad. Where I'm holding all the word, what you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that? I know all about that. On the low, where the cheese at? Fresh out the gate, tell the chicks where the cheese at. What you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that? I know all about that.
Yeah, definitely the radio edit. The album version, you get to hear more of like the beat right out to the end there. All right, that was What You Know by T.I. Very, very different from the first T.I. song that you heard, which featured one of her favorites, Justin Timberlake. So overall, what did you think about this one?
I liked it. I don't know what the other version is, but I liked this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, this was the only version of this song that I could find. T.I., I think, is one of those artists where his stuff gets pinged for copyright. I'm not too positive, but I would imagine that's the only reason why I could only find this
Still don't know what he
version.
was talking about though.
A lot of just like talk about what's going on in the hood and
What's
projects.
in his backpack?
It's like that's drug
His gun?
dealing. Drug dealing, guns.
okay.
When he's saying like loaded, it's like loaded 4 on the dough.
Okay.
So it's a lot of like gun talk, drug talk, stuff like that. Like it does make it a little like more difficult to pick up what they're talking about when you have so many things being like switched out and changed. This wasn't like what I would call like the clean version, where there's a version where they just substitute it with other words, so it's you still can kind of like figure out what they're talking about. This is a radio edit where they just go in quickly and put like an ad lib over the top of it, or just you know bleep it out completely. But Yeah, I wanted to kick off with something that kind of makes me always feel like getting my swag on. Mom enjoyed this one, and like I said, we hadn't seen T.I. since our very first video that we ever did. We're going to see some more returning people here that we haven't seen for a while in our next 5 more videos here. We always do 6 when we sit down, so make sure you come on back and see who that is, plus some channel favorites that I know people want to see. And Mom is definitely going to be, I think, into. That's my prediction anyways. Not so bold of a prediction anymore because she's liked basically everything we've listened to. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. And again, come on back for the next one. And I'm Eric. This is Mom once again. We'll see you next time.